Okay, this is lesson 46, and it's pages 98 and 99, and it is all angles of a circle. Just a good review of all the different kinds that we had through these sections. There will be Post-its when we get back to school, but I don't have them with me, so I'm just going to be drawing my pictures. So we'll do the different types, and I'll get the lessons as we're doing them. So this is page 98. Let me see if I can move that just a little bit. There we go. And as we said, lesson 46. And this is all angles of a circle. Nothing new. It's just putting everything together that we had. The first ones are central angles. And that was lesson 40. Yes, lesson 40. I think I'll put that over here in the margin if you can see it. So that'll give you a good place to look. And then the Post-it that you'll be getting will look like this. Okay, and I've got a ruler here somewhere. Okay, we've got a center of A. And then we have a radius. And this is B. And this is C. And then there's a point D over here because we're comparing this angle BAC to this arc. And if you remember, the measure of the angle is equal to the measure of the arc. So if you know the measure of the arc is 80 degrees, then you know the measure of the angle is 80 degrees, and vice versa. The second example, we're going to actually put two together. We're going to do inscribed angles. And we're going to do angles with vertex on the circle, because the rule's the same. So this would have been lesson, I think this last one was lesson 45. And then the other one I'm guessing is 41. Yes. So the picture to go with the inscribed angles. It's center O. And then it has a chord over here. And I think they call that AB. Then it has a chord over here. And this is C. And then we want to compare the arc with the angle. And then the second picture, I'm going to do that, and then we'll do the rule together, is from lesson 45 that we just did. That would have been last Wednesday. Now the original picture has a center O here, and it does a chord across here that it's going to call AB. And then it just does a segment like this, and it calls this point C, but I'm going to extend it. I'm going to extend it back. It's just a little bit easier, and you actually can even put an arrow on the end of this one if you want to. And so in this case, it was this angle. It was this angle and this arc, this angle and this arc. It's the intercepted arc. Well, the measure of the angle is equal to the measure of the arc divided by 2. So if this is 40 degrees, then the arc is 80 degrees. If the arc is 100 degrees, then the angle is 50 degrees. And then the third one is angles inside the circle, and I'm thinking that will be lesson 42. Oh, no, 43. And the picture will be the Post-it. We'll have two chords. It doesn't have the center mark, so we're not going through the center. It has a chord AB, and it has a chord CD, something like this. And it has point E right here. And we want to find the measure of angle AEC. Well, AEC and DEB are going to be the same because they're vertical angles. And to find either one of those, you take the two arcs that they intercept. Just follow your chords backwards and look at the two arcs between them. And the measure of the angle is equal to the sum of the arcs divided by 2. So if we let this one be 20 degrees and this one be 100 degrees, and I don't think mine's to scale, I think your picture will be a little bit better, then the measure of the angle would be 20 plus 100 divided by 2, which is 120 over 2, which is 60 degrees. And then the last one is lesson 40. Oh, let's see, what is that one? That's lesson 44. Yeah, that's the one we haven't done. And that is angles outside the circle. And I'll see if I can do a little bit better job with this one. I'm going to make my angle a little bit bigger. Now, I think in the picture, they actually, on the post-it, they actually didn't extend it out. They just stopped here. So they call this point A, angle A, point B, point D, point C, and point E. Now, when the angle is on the outside, the measure of the angle will be equal to the large arc minus the small arc. And that light is not wanting to let it show up. It's kind of reflecting my pencil, divided by 2. So you've got to watch. When you follow your angle back, your large arc's going to be here. The little arc's going to be closer to it. So if this arc is 100 degrees and this one's 20 degrees, then the measure of angle A would be equal to the big one minus the little one divided by 2, which is 80 over 2, which is 40 degrees.